I have a story to tell you, and at the end of the story, hopefully you will not have to learn the lesson I had to learn the hard way. Um, yeah, uh, I was watching YouTube, one of my favorite YouTube channels on the TV, and the TV is hooked directly to Ethernet to the internet. And yeah, so watching that, no problem. Wife comes in and she wants to watch a program from the set-top box down here. So we crank that up, and I hadn't used it for a while. And in fact, we'd gone from a 1K TV to this 4K TV. And yeah, we hadn't used it, and so turn it on, and the image comes up, but it freezes, and it does that little circle thing going around and around. And yeah, so we come on and off and on and off, and that was really annoying. So she went upstairs, watched it on her computer. Yeah, it worked out. But then a few days later, I decided to go old school and watch a DVD, and on this box down here, and the same thing. It would freeze and then go and freeze and go and freeze and go. And yeah, that was really weird because, I don't know, these boxes are theoretically rated at 4K, and yeah, so shouldn't have been a problem. We had a HDMI switch sitting here, and one had gone bad in the past, and so I assumed that was a problem, so I took it out of the system. And still, these two devices did not work. However, in the meantime, I bought a new graphics card for the computer, and had to, get all the new stuff for that, plug it in, and the computer with HDMI had no trouble. There's no delay, so I could stream YouTube from the computer onto here. And yeah, there was no hesitation. Let's go to my lab bench, and we'll take a look, and I can show you what's happening, and hopefully, again, you won't have to suffer through the same learning curve. Here are 3 HDMI cables. Can you tell the difference? Let's look at the end. And yeah, 2 of these are version 1 point something, and one of them is a version 2 point something. And yeah, from the jacket or whatever, there's one hint on the newest one of what it is, but let's go over what's going on and why you can't really tell the difference with these. So what was the solution to my problem? Well, it turns out that the original cables were version 1 point something. And if we look at the specifications, I won't go through this and bore you all with it, but starting out with version 1, I think I have at least one version 1 cable. It theoretically will play a standard Blu-ray, but yeah, it wasn't. And yeah, when you get to 1.1, 1.3, you get improved audio and colors, but it's only when you get up to 1.4 that it will do 4K at 24 Hertz, which isn't very much considering, well, if you look at newer things. So my solution was I got HDMI version 2. I think they're 2.0 cables, and it will handle video resolution up to 4K at 50 to 60 Hertz. And yeah, so what happened is when I switched from a 1K TV to a 4K TV, the data rate went up. The expected data rate went up, and the cables weren't capable of handling it. Now, for 8K, you need a 2.1 version cable, HDMI cable. Now, like I showed earlier, how do you tell the difference? Well, the only reliable visual ID is if the plug cable is stamped. Some of them will be marked on the cable. I've never seen one, but I've heard they'll be stamped. This one has a hint right here, but it doesn't say what version. It just says 8K on it, and the other ones have no markings whatsoever on them. So yeah, okay, well, at least that one has a hint. So my fix was I upgraded to version 2 HDMI cables on the DVD player and set-top box. And so why did the computer work? Well, because when I bought the graphics card, I had to buy a new cable, and the cable just happened to be a later version cable, and it worked. So the bottom line is, If your internet is up to speed and your DVD and set-top box will, it's supposed to handle 4K or 8K, if you're getting video hesitation, it just may be in your HDMI cables. Well, that's it for my learning the hard way about HDMI cables. I hope to have spared you that same pain and learning curve.